Can anyone stop the Milwaukee Bucks? The Bucks are currently on an incredible 16-game winning streak, and during this streak they had some victories over some very impressive teams. And the fact that the Bucks were able to go on a 16-game winning streak isn't solely due to the talent that they have on the roster. It's due to the fact that they have great chemistry out there, and it's not like one guy in particular completely takes over every game. They're doing a great job at playing through the offense and truly playing as a unit. And typically the teams that play like that are the teams that win the NBA championship. But quickly, before we get the video started, for those of you who may not know, I'm Juicy Sports. I make opinionated NBA content, and if you guys enjoy videos similar to this, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that post notification bell. I also want to quickly mention that I recently started up an MMA channel, and if you guys are interested in that, the link will be in the description. But anyways, let's get into it. The Milwaukee Bucks have been one of the better teams in the NBA for some time now. When you're led by a guy in Giannis antetokounmpo, who's arguably the best player in the NBA, but when you look at the Bucks, they were also able to do a phenomenal job at building around Giannis by putting guys like Chris Middleton, Jrue Holiday, even Brook Lopez on the roster, alongside with adding a bunch of perfect fits in terms of supplementary guys around Giannis. And at this stage of the NBA, it's extremely important to build around your guys effectively, because of course, if you have one superstar on your team and that's just about it, you could definitely make it to the playoffs, maybe you could win a round or two, but at the end of the day, you're most likely not going to win a championship, especially considering how talented and how good a lot of these other teams are. So the fact that the Bucks were able to do such a nice job at building around Giannis is really the main reason for why they've had so much success over the years and just won a championship not too long ago. And in my opinion, I think this season they have a great opportunity to win another. But now, let's focus a little bit more in on their more recent streak and what they were able to do well out there. So obviously the main factor has been Giannis. When he's out there, he's playing at an extraordinarily high level and probably even a little bit better than he normally plays at. And his normal play is ridiculously good as well. The great thing about Giannis is not only is he able to put up 40 points by himself on pretty efficient shooting numbers as well, but he also does a great job at making everybody around him better by either A, drawing a double or triple team and kicking out to wide open guys, or just straight up facilitating for his teammates. And the fact that the Bucks have that player as their main guy just makes them such a better team overall. Because if your main guy has that level of ability to facilitate, it just makes it that much more difficult for any defense to truly guard this team. But with that being said, there have been a few games that Giannis hasn't played in during the streak, and even in those games, the Bucks have still been playing at a really high level. So another reason for why the Bucks have been playing so well on the streak has been the play of Jrue Holiday. Now, Jrue Holiday, basically ever since he got to the Bucks, has been known as a really good player, both offensively but especially defensively. But during the streak, Jrue has done a really nice job at taking his game to the next level. He's been putting up incredible scoring numbers while also being incredibly efficient, alongside with doing all the other little things that he does well, like his facilitating ability, his defense of course, the fact that he always makes those hustle plays, and overall he just is the complete package for any roster. He does everything that you would need out there. So the fact that Jrue has really stepped up during the streak has certainly been a huge benefit for the Bucks and a huge reason for why they've been playing so well. But the last guy that's really taken his game to the next level on this roster has been Brook Lopez. Now, Brook Lopez has always been seen as a pretty decent player on this Bucks roster, a really nice floor spacer, has a nice ability to rebound, has a lot of different nice abilities, but at the end of the day, he was probably only around a 12 to 14 points per game scorer. But during this recent stretch, Brook has really taken his game to the next level. He's been incredibly efficient during the streak and even had a 33 and 22 point game. So the fact that you're getting so much help from a lot of different players has really been the main reason for why the Bucks have been playing so well. But even besides the great individual play, the reason why the Bucks are winning so much has really been chemistry. You could have a bunch of different guys play decently well out there, but if your team doesn't have great chemistry, you're probably not going to win all that much. But you can tell just by watching the Bucks out there that their chemistry is top notch. They always know where their teammates are going to be out there in the court. They run crisp offensive sets, they play very well defensively, and it just feels like the Bucks are a great unit together. So I really commend the Bucks front office to bring in the right players to put alongside the guys they already had. And at this point, I would certainly see the Bucks as one of the more, possibly the most dangerous teams in the NBA. Now, I did make a video recently talking about how I thought the Phoenix Suns needed to win the NBA championship this season due to the addition of Kevin Durant. And although I still do think this, I think the Bucks have a great chance to win as well. Because when you look at the Suns roster, in my opinion, I think it's pretty clear that they have the most talented roster in the NBA, and based on that, you would assume they should win the championship. But if they don't have the best chemistry at the end of the year and in the playoffs, I do think they can get knocked off a little bit earlier than they would expect. And even if they're able to use that great talent they have on the roster to make it to the Western Conference Finals or even in the NBA Finals, I still do think the team that has a better chemistry has a great chance to beat them. Like for example, if the finals matchup this year was the Bucks and Suns, I do think the Bucks would still have a great chance to win based upon the fact that they have been playing together for a pretty long time at this point, and they do have superstars of their own, and they have proven the ability to play extremely well together. And even though I do think the Suns have the more talented roster, I could easily see the Bucks winning that matchup. So if that matchup were to become true, that would be an extremely exciting finals matchup, and I would love to watch to see what happens. But now, what should the Bucks do for the rest of the season to keep this play up, and what do I expect for them going forward? Now, in my opinion, I think the Bucks are basically doing everything well so far. They're playing great offense, great defense, they're doing all the little things well, their star players are playing well, their supplementary guys are playing well, their coaching has been on point, there's not much they could possibly do better. But with that being said, it is somewhat difficult to keep up the level of play that they have been playing at. So of course you would like to see the Bucks continue to play at this level and maybe even get slightly better once it comes down to playoff time. And if they're able to do that, I think they would make it very far in the playoffs. They would easily make it past the first round. I think they would make it past the second round relatively easily, depending on who they're playing, I guess. And I could easily see them make it to the NBA Finals. Now, obviously, there's some difficult matchups in the Eastern Conference for the Bucks, but I think based upon their great roster and their chemistry and everything they've been doing so well so far, the Bucks have a great chance to make it all the way to the finals. And in the finals, as I mentioned before, I do think they have a great chance to win as well. And probably one of the best things about this Bucks roster is not only are they really good now, but they're probably going to be really good for a very long time as well, probably the next 5 or so seasons, due to the fact that they have Giannis locked up, they have a bunch of other guys locked up, and they're probably going to eventually bring in some more nice players to the roster. So although currently the Bucks are very good, their future is also extremely bright, which is exactly the position you want to be in as an organization. But another point that I want to make quickly is it's also extremely important for the Bucks to stay healthy. Obviously their main guy Giannis, some of their other guys as well like Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, some supplementary guys, but it's just extremely important for them to stay healthy, especially once it comes down to playoff time. Because obviously it's extremely important for any team, but when you look at a team like the Bucks who plays so well together and really needs all these other players on their roster to live up to their full potential, but is also competing for a championship, it's just that much more important. But I guess only time will tell what does end up happening. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the Bucks could win the championship this season and continue on their great streak, or do you not think so? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy, check one of these 2 videos popping up now, and until the next time, peace out guys.